Karen's sneer could curdle milk from a mile away. She stood like a human barricade, her bulk blocking the wheelchair service cart as if she owned the tarmac. The airport buzzed with the usual chaos, jets roaring, baggage carts rattling, but all eyes were on her. The woman who decided her tantrum trumped everyone else's urgency. It was a muggy afternoon at Dallas-Fort Worth International, the kind where the air clung to your skin like damp laundry. I was in my wheelchair, waiting for the service cart to take me to gate C-14 for my flight to Seattle. My attendant, Jamal, a lanky guy with a patient smile, had been pushing me through the terminal with practiced ease. But now we were stuck. Karen, in her garish pink tracksuit, had planted herself in front of the cart, her hands on her hips, demanding to speak to the manager about her mistreated luggage. "Ma'am, you need to step aside," Jamal said, his voice calm but firm. "This passenger has a flight to catch." Karen's eyes narrowed, her chins wobbling as she scoffed. "I don't care about her flight. My Louis Vuitton was mishandled. Do you know how much I paid for that bag?" Her voice was a grating mix of entitlement and venom, loud enough to draw stares from nearby travelers. I gripped the armrests of my wheelchair, my knuckles whitening. I dealt with people like Karen before, those who saw my disability as an inconvenience to their day. But this was different. This was personal. My flight was my lifeline to a medical conference where I was set to speak, a chance to share my research on accessibility in public spaces. Missing it wasn't an option. The second attendant, a woman named Maria with tired eyes and a no-nonsense demeanor, stepped forward. "Ma'am, you're holding up a critical service. Please move, or I'll have to call security." Karen laughed, a harsh, barking sound. "Security? For me? I'm a platinum member. I have rights." She jabbed a manicured finger at Maria, then turned her glare on me. "And she can wait. I was here first." The crowd around us thickened, a mix of curious onlookers and frustrated passengers. A man in a business suit muttered something about entitled Karens, while a young woman recording on her phone whispered, "This is going viral." I didn't want viral. I wanted to get to my gate. Jamal leaned down to me, his voice low. "I'm sorry, Miss Carter. We'll get this sorted." His kindness stung more than Karen's cruelty. He shouldn't have to apologize for her. Minutes ticked by, each one a nail in the coffin of my flight schedule. Karen's tirade grew louder, a one-woman show of complaints about airline incompetence, her ruined vacation, and how people like me were always faking it for special treatment. That last jab hit like a punch. My condition wasn't a choice, but her ignorance was. Maria finally radioed for security, her voice clipped. "We've got a disruptive passenger on the tarmac. Need assistance at gate C-14. Karen's face flushed redder than her lipstick. "Disruptive? I'll show you disruptive." She stepped closer to the cart, deliberately blocking its path even more, as if daring anyone to move her. The crowd gasped, and I felt my stomach knot. This wasn't just about me anymore. It was about every person who'd ever been dismissed, belittled, or bulldozed by someone like her. Then, a twist of fate, or maybe karma, stepped in. A gate agent, a wiry man with a clipboard, rushed over, his face pale. "Ma'am, are you Karen Whitaker?" he asked, breathless. Karen smirked, clearly thinking she'd won. "Yes, and I demand." "Your flight to Miami just closed its doors," he cut in. "You were supposed to board 10 minutes ago. They're pulling the jet bridge now." The crowd fell silent, the weight of her mistake sinking in. Karen's mouth opened, then closed, her bravado crumbling like cheap makeup. "What? No. I'm a platinum member. You can't." "They already did," the agent said, unfazed. "You missed final boarding call while arguing out here." The murmurs from the crowd turned into chuckles, then outright laughter. Karen's face went from red to purple, her hands flailing as she tried to salvage her dignity. "This is outrageous. I'll sue. I'll..." Her rant was cut short by the arrival of two security officers, their radios crackling. The taller one, a woman with a stern jaw, stepped forward. "Ma'am, you're causing a disturbance and obstructing airport operations. You need to come with us." Karen's eyes widened, her voice hitting a new octave. "Arrest me? For standing up for my rights? This is America." The officer didn't flinch. You're not being arrested yet, but you're coming with us to discuss your behavior. Now, as they escorted her away, Karen's protests echoed across the tarmac, growing fainter with each step. The crowd parted, some clapping, others shaking their heads. Jamal pushed the cart forward, finally free to move. "Let's get you to your gate, Miss Carter," he said, his smile back. I made my flight with seconds to spare, my heart still racing from the ordeal. As the plane climbed into the sky, I looked out the window, imagining Karen in a holding room, her platinum status meaningless against the consequences of her actions. The internet would have a field day with the video, but I didn't care about that. What mattered was the lesson etched into that tarmac. Entitlement doesn't win when empathy and accountability show up. Later, I learned Karen had been fined for disrupting airport operations and banned from the airline for a year. Her missed flight was just the start of her reckoning. For me, the conference was a success. My speech met with applause and shared stories from others who'd faced their own Karens. It wasn't just my victory, it was ours, a reminder that no one, no matter how loud or self-important, can block the path of those who keep moving forward. The end.